Promise yourself to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. Do you have an abundance mentality? How do you circulate prosperity? Who are some of your mentors? Whom are you mentoring to? What drives you to excel? Two things determine your future: what you know and what you do with what you know. It's not enough to think, you've got to act. You should rejoice in the victories of others. In order to inspire others, you must be inspired. If you're optimistic about the future, you truly believe in the human potential, and you feel good about yourself. Then you will inspire others to realize their own potential greatness, and that will benefit all of society. See the abundance in everything around you, from the fruits on the trees, to the vastness of the sky, to the depths of your soul. Develop an abundance mentality that states there is more than anyone can consume in this world. In order to live out the true meaning of this tenet, you must live unselfishly. You should give freely of yourself and share your fruits with others less fortunate. Rejoice in human triumph. Selflessness is not the objective. Rather, graciousness is the key in all your human dealings. Each of us benefits when one experiences success. Promise yourself to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. How often do you dwell on past failures? Think of the valuable lesson that you learned from your temporary setback. What steps did you take to correct that situation? Who in your life is unforgiven? Can you visualize the future that you desire? The past is an invisible non-entity that exists entirely in your memory, yet it has the ability to control and manipulate the present moment. To improve the quality of your life, it is essential to follow this tenet. The only redeeming characteristic of the past is the life lessons branded into your memory. The past should be reviewed, analyzed, and then discarded. The secret of an optimistic and peaceful life is to live in the present moment. The second part of an optimistic life is to learn to forgive. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be in vulnerable positions. Forgive others who wronged you. As we bury our past, we begin to build our future. The act of absolute forgiveness will produce a more powerful character, a more brilliant mind, and a greater soul. We contestant B. Promise yourself to wear a cheerful countenance and give every living creature you meet a smile. Do you value all living things? Are you open to other views other than your own? Have you read a book about a different religious, national, or political position other than your own? When was the last time you smiled big? Do you value yourself? What have you done recently to illustrate that? To smile reflects your love for mankind. To follow this tenet, we must immerse ourselves in love. One of the greatest traits an optimist can possess is a sincere love for all mankind. Promise yourself to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others. How much time do you spend on the improvement of yourself? What new things have you learned this month? Have you formulated your personal affirmations? Are you enjoying your journey to your goals? The biggest project you'll ever work on is yourself. You're truly the ultimate do-it-yourself project. This creed is a statement of affirmations of self. In order to be effective, the affirmations cannot be superficially recited. In order to reach the pinnacle of our dreams, we must learn to connect it to great power within ourselves. Faith is the key which opens up your consciousness to the notion that the impossible is possible. There are solutions to every problem you have, and faith is the starting point for all of our self-improvements. Promise yourself to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. What do you worry about? How do you control your temper? What do you fear in your life? Do you experience a true joy for living? What steps can you take to eliminate negative traits from your personality and embody joy in your life? This last tenet, and you're glad for that, perhaps is one of the most challenging. Worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do with your time, but it never gets you anywhere. Anger is a very destructive trait that prevents individuals from reaching their full potential. Anger ruins relationships, and it can rob you of two of the most precious gifts a human may possess: peace and tranquility. Fear is present on many different levels in humans. There's fear of failure, fear of success, fear of heights, fear of falling. Fear is a part of every human being unless it's recognized and resolved. When you live in faith, you'll discover that overcoming these fears will be relatively easy. Thank goodness it wasn't wrong. As we discussed in Tenet 2, happiness is a conscious decision you make every day in your life. You're solely responsible for your happiness. The Optimist creed, when embodied by you, will create a persona that's too large for worry, too noble for anger, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. By incorporating the Optimist creed into your life, you'll empower your own life in a dramatic and effective way. One of the easier ways to accomplish that is through membership in an organization like the Timonium Optimist Club. Last thing, I didn't make all that stuff up. A lot of it I stole from a book, The Power of the Creed. Paraphrased, a great deal of it, by James Rankin.